Okay, what's good, everybody? Thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for coming to the channel. I'm gonna be dropping videos just of me chopping it up with Diz, kind of like video journaling, kind of vlogging. Video therapy is kind of what I'm running with. So, yeah. So this video is about just kind of like my experience in the ashram. I just did a 10-day silent retreat. So, okay, thank you. Peace. That's going. 3, 2, 1. Man,
What do you want to talk about? My questions or
what I'm gonna just vibe real quick, and then we can get into your questions. Yeah. Yo, what's up, everybody? I know it's been maybe for you guys it hasn't been a quick minute because the videos just keep hitting because I keep spitting them out, or I was. But Edgar is back from the ashram. I checked myself into a 10-day Vipassana practice. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Vipassana, it's the easy way to explain it would be like it's a 10-day silent retreat, right? Where you meditate and you fast and you practice yoga and you vibe with kind of like a sensei, like a Morpheus type guy who leads the group. And, I checked into this thing because, slowly, or maybe it wasn't even so slowly, it was just kind of over the course of the last 6-8 months, I kind of lost, I lost the idea, or I lost the pursuit of the idea of my true purpose. And the pursuit of the idea of my true purpose is this, right? Like, I practice yoga, I try to eat well, I try to be a good big bro, I try to be a good boyfriend and all that stuff. And, kind of just somewhere, along, the path of living here in Bali, and it's been like a super whirlwind. Like leaving America 5 years ago, it was always like on the go. It was never so much in the present moment. Like when Alina and I first met, I was really stuck in that present moment, right? Because I had known what I survived to get to that place, and I didn't really give a fuck about the future. So to me, it was beyond my understanding. And something just kind of slowly took over again, because I think you just really need to be mindful of being in the present, because so much we dip into the past and we dwell on the things that we could have done a different way to change the outcome of our current situation. But yeah, so I kind of lost track of that. We started building, bungalows, a life here, like 2 years ago. We came 3 years ago, but we started really building, all these projects and all these activities, and, the idea of our relationship, changed. Like before it was like, hey, we just train and we just chill and that's enough. And then somewhere along the way, my mind started drifting into like Alina's amazing, right? And then for her to just kind of be like here with me, it's like it's not a benefit to the world, and everyone should see how dope she is and all the things that we can do, that she can do, that I can do. And what happens when you have like a 50-50 team partnership, but you put all of yourself into these projects, you know what I'm saying? Like the math doesn't add up. You need to have still room for each other. Our love is a living spirit. The love that we have is alive, and it needs to be nourished, it needs to be fed, it needs to be, hugged and attended to. So, and then you just got to be mindful, man. I really kind of lost. I started making the videos. I plugged into this phone. I stopped practicing yoga, and not even like practicing yoga at home, practicing yoga like in life. Life is a moving meditation. And as you move, you need to synchronize. It's to optimize the quality of your life, your movements should be, they should collaborate, they should be in sync with your breath. Because when your movement starts to get ahead of your breath, or your mind or your breath starts to get ahead of your movement, then, you know, the choices that you make and the karma that you bring, yeah, might be all fucked. But where was I going with this? So I checked into this ashram for this Vipassana course. And like I said, Vipassana it's a 10-day practice with 12 hours of meditation, 2 hours of yoga, 30 minutes of pranayama, and I think 20 minutes of chanting.
What is chanting?
Chanting is, it's like singing, you know, and you're singing mantras. So I can actually I can sing one for you now, this really short one. And this is from the ashram. It's like the yogi handbook, you know, and how to conduct yourself during the Vipassana, and yeah, this one is the chanting malam, which means the evening chanting, and it's the preliminary paying of homage. So I'm going to say what it means in English. And so it's by this practice of Dhamma, in accordance with Dhamma, I venerate the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accordance with Dhamma, I venerate the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma, in accordance with the Dhamma, I venerate Sangha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accordance with the Dhamma, I venerate my parents. And by this practice of Dhamma, in accordance with the Dhamma, I venerate my teachers. So that's what it's in English. And in Sanskrit, it sounds something like this. Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma pati patiya Buddham pujemi. Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma pati patiya Dhammam pujemi. Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma pati patiya Sangham pujemi. Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma pati patiya Mata pitaro pujemi. Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma pati patiya Acharye pujemi. Yeah. So that was some of the chanting we would do at night, and it like really it resonates with me hard. Like I sing it like before I practice now, and I sing it like as I'm driving, and yeah. So I checked into this thing with nothing, like with no expectation other than I wanted to silence the voices in my head, because right now I was under the control of the thoughts that I attached to the emotions from a mind that was in chaos. So I was attaching thoughts to emotion that was a mind that was fucked. So those emotions were coming from a bad place, and those thoughts got twisted, and they were controlling my actions. And, you know, I lost myself. I was fucking not kind. I was not love. I was a fucking dark hole filled with thought fucking clouds and emotional fucking waves, you know, electrical emotional waves. And, you know, just the person that I had become went against the idea of the person that I thought I could be. And I know it's not necessarily good to hold on that ideas that you should have of yourself, like expectations, but I do hold myself up to a certain amount of like, of principle. Like I do enough yoga, enough meditation, I've committed enough sins to understand that, you know, you need to be fucking kind, and you need to be patient, and you need to be calm, and you need to be a brother, and you need to be a friend, and you just need to be. And you know something else I lost along the way is, and this is not to blame anyone else but myself, it's like, and it's really important, you know, you need to be selfish in the sense that, you know, your happiness should come first. right? Because if you are happy, you know, if you create this light, this sun, this aura around you, you know what I'm saying? Like people will get attracted to that. When you become kind of like this black hole and like everything around you, you know, kind of gets sucked into it as opposed to you contributing it to everyone else. You're just kind of draining them of their energy, of their prana, their life force. And that's just no good, you know? And that, you know, it comes about in shit like, you know, like bad speech, when you eat terrible. If you guys would have seen my diet, you know, a month and a half ago, when me and Diz were in Panita, fucking crushing like a motherfucker, YOLO style. And it's like, and then now you see me, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna show you guys a little, yeah. So I go into the ashram, you know, Alina had been pushing for me to do this for a minute. I was resisting. I went online, it was a Monday night, and it was just like, you know, like enough already. I said, I'm gonna look for a Vipassana. Oh, we had just completed Niyapi. So I'm gonna drop the Niyapi video. Yeah. So I vibe with you guys in Niyapi. So we made that video, and then later that day I said, I'm going to the Vipassana. If I find one that starts tomorrow, I'm going. And that's exactly what I did. I went on Google, and I came up with Brahma Vihara Arama, so the ashram here. And it was amazing. It was so difficult, so transformative. Man, so many times I wanted to quit. I wanted to continue the lie, you know, and for so long I put this stuff off, you know. And Alina was just like, I mean, for a long time, she's like, yo, you know, like I don't recognize you, you know. She's like, I don't remember. I mean, she was like, I know, like who you are, you know what I mean, but I don't know that this is who you were intended to be, you know. So yeah, she's telling me and she's pushing me, I'm resisting, and I said, fuck it, it was like enough was enough. And so I signed up that Monday night, and I left that Tuesday afternoon. And through the storm, I arrived. It's close to Lovina. It's about a 2-hour drive away. The way I drive, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it was a little bit of a drive, which was worth it. It's okay. And I went through the mountains, and, you know, sometimes you need to go to the top of the mountain, to the loneliest place, and then you can really find yourself, you know, because maybe the meaning or the reason we're meant to lose ourselves is so when we find ourselves again, we find ourselves better. You know, maybe life would be too easy if the road was too straight. Sometimes you need to fall off the path to find your way. Yeah, man, it was hectic over there, man. It was like, you know, my first days, because I treated it like when I first went to prison. And when I first went to prison, I just went to sleep. You know, and I was blaming other people, why? And like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And how am I fucking this up? Let life be good. I'm stressing about things that don't require any extra mental effort or additional medical attention. And the first couple of days, I mean, I participated, but I wasn't, you know, I just wanted to get through it. And then I think by day 4, day 5, I was like, okay, that's it, I'm out. Maybe day 4, day 3 or something. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it was day 3.5, 4. And I wanted to leave, and I was like, I go to Camilla, and Camilla's like, listen, talk to Igor. So Igor, so the ashram, okay, so you check into the ashram. It's a group, it's a Vipassana retreat run by a Russian team. Igor is the sensei, he's the Morpheus of the team. Camilla is like, you know, the administration. Igor's wife is there, and I want to say Christine is one more piece to the puzzle. And so when I meet them, I get there late. So I arrived like at 6 o'clock, and they already did like the orientation. They had like an orientation around like 4, like 3 or 4 o'clock. So I missed it because I got there late. And, you know, I went in there with like no kind of like idea. I thought it was just a silent retreat. You go, and I would figure it out, right? Like I said, I've been to prison before, and I understand, like, you just go and then you shut up, right? You just follow the lead. And so I went to go to Camilla on the 4th day that I was there, and I told her I wanted to leave to charge my phone, and she said, talk to Igor, Morpheus, Sensei. So I'm walking with him, and I'm like, yo, bro, I think I gotta go, because I'm losing my shit. And he's like, bro, he looks at me, he goes, you understand that you've been here before, you know? And I was like, okay, I get it. And he was like, you know, you have to put in the work, whether it's in this life or the next incarnation. So, you know, you have to decide. He goes, but you've done this before. So, you know, I don't understand why it's such a big deal now, right? He looked at me like that. He said, come to breath work. I said, okay, no doubt. I go to breath work that day, and it's like an exorcism. It's like breath work. So the guy who developed this technique, and then Igor added his own remix, his own spin to it. It's a guy, maybe Carl something. I didn't get all of his data. I don't remember it, but I'll get it for you guys. Carl something. He was a professor at Harvard. He was with Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert back like in the 60s, 70s, ecstasy days. And once they made LSD, you know, and not ecstasy, LSD, acid days, the acid age. So this one professor, once they prohibited LSD, he developed breathing techniques to stimulate the neurons in the brain that, you know, kind of get the juices flowing. So we performed, it's like a 2-hour breath work where you do circular breathing, and then you fucking release, and you're yelling and you're screaming and you're crying and you're releasing like a motherfucker, you know? And I did this twice. And the first one was like, I would say anger and stress. And then the second one was like twice as powerful because I knew what to expect. And I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to release. And yeah, so anger and stress I released, and then emotion. It was all emotion, flooding of emotions, like in the second breath work. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's really amazing. I recommend everyone try. Yeah, Igor, I recommend everyone go hang out with Igor and the squad over there. So I did that on the 4th night. So then things really started to change. So then by night 5, I'm going to tell you my schedule. So my schedule is, you have to wake up at 5 o'clock, you walk for 1 hour. So from 5 to 6, you do walking meditation 1 hour. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., you do sitting meditation for 1 hour. From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., you eat breakfast. From 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., you chill, take a shower. From 9 a.m. to 11:30, from 9:30 to 11:30, you practice yoga. At 12 o'clock, you eat, 12 to 1, and then that's it for eating, no more eating. Then you do walking meditation, sitting meditation, walking meditation, sitting meditation, walking meditation, sitting meditation, and then you do chanting, and then you have tea at 5 o'clock. So you're eating at 7 a.m., you're eating at 12 p.m., and you're having tea at 5. That's the food schedule. And then the training schedule, the meditation schedule, the yoga schedule is in between those. So yeah, that was the schedule. I did not adhere to the schedule, the whole way. So you're supposed to be quiet. I'm screaming in the room at myself. You're not supposed to be writing things, right? No reading, no writing. I'm writing shit down like crazy. I came back with hella notes, ton of ideas. I don't want you guys to think. It was one of the most creative, 2 weeks periods I've had in my life. Creative, no drugs, no alcohol, no shitty food, no. It was really great. And so that was the schedule. The first 4 days, I went to the yoga because I was feeling the yoga like a motherfucker. And I did some of the meditation slowly. Day 4, I have the breath work. It's intense. Saturday, I'm doing okay. Sunday, I start to break down again. I'm like, I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I sign up for the breath work again on Monday, right? One of the days, Igor comes up to me because I'm playing with the dog. At breakfast, I'm playing with the fucking dog. And, he comes up to me He's like, yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck are you playing with this dog? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was okay to play with the dog. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, what is this shit? He's like, you're such a fucking drama queen. You know what I mean? He goes, you behave like a victim, like a child, like a fucking, like an actor in the grand theater of ego. You know what I'm saying? Igor told me a lot of shit. And it was nice. Like, he's like, oh, you're looking in your reflection and this and that. And he's like, yo, you're a leader, motherfucker. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? These people are looking to you to lead, you know? So lead them. And I would tell Lena all the time, and my friend, like, you know, I was never like a big fan of the term like guru, right? Like, I never wanted to give it to anybody, and I never wanted to be, you know, referred to as. Not that anyone has ever referred to me as a guru or their guru, but I'm just saying, like, I always attached and associated with it like pride and ego and like all this other shit, which I could see now how I'm wrong, because, you know, guru in Bahasa means teacher, and in life we have many teachers, and I guess it wouldn't, again, I think it's just the stigma I attached to like the word guru. So yeah, where the fuck was I going with guru? Oh, I'm not a guru, you know, but at the same time, I'm not a student. Like, forever I'm a student, yeah, I'm learning, I'm a knucklehead, I'm a class clown. That's the student I am. I'm the dude, you know, who's getting good grades but acting a fool, right? Like, I'm one of the dudes who, you know, I'm smart, but I think it's cool to be a smart ass, you know? And I don't, you know, whatever, man. Young in the game, old in the game. There is no game. So I'm breaking down again. I signed up for the breath work the second time. I had the intense emotional release. Okay, now I'm starting to feel better. Now I'm getting crazy dreams and visions. I can't sleep. I'm sleeping 2 hours a day. You know, Igor's telling me, inhale the energy. You get life force from the trees, the air, the smells, the whole thing. I said, okay. I cheated the first 2 days. I had chocolate on day 2 and chocolate on day 3. And then after that, no more chocolate for me.
But where did you get the chocolate? Because
Say it out loud so the people can hear you.
where did you get the chocolate? Because a place like that, I'm assuming they don't have chocolate over there.
So if you didn't hear him in the back, Diz said, where did I get the chocolate? Because in a place like that, they're not selling chocolate. So on the drive to the ashram, there's a thing called pod chocolate. And pod chocolate is big in Bali. It's like vegan, plant-based chocolate that they do a lot of good for the community and stuff. And yeah, so it was buy one, get one free. So I got sea salt and cacao, something like that. And then another one I got was fruit and nut, both vegan dark chocolate. And I took them with me to the shram. And then I had one the first day, and then I had one the second day. And I was like, you know, that's it, I'm done. And then I'm telling you, I had the most vivid dreams, crazy visuals. I'm going to share them with you later. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, I had one dream that we connect with my boy Mitch, that I start teaching people pranayama, breathing techniques. Instead of taking, you know, CEOs and business leaders and like, you know, change makers and, you know, all these people to like fucking Peru and the Amazon to do ayahuasca, let's take them to Vipassana, where they shut the fuck up, where they don't think, where they don't write, where they fast and they change their life. And then we can change the global collective conscious. You know what I mean? We want to change the consciousness of the fucking world. Okay? Like, be just more mindful. You know, this planet, we are of this planet. We are of one. Hence, we came from zero. You know? So then the visions start coming, the dreams. So I had one dream with my boy Mitch, and he introduced us to Logan Paul. And Logan Paul, you know, my name is Edgar, and I think we're going to end up vibing when you come to Bali, and I'm going to pitch you on to some shit. You know, some shit you could film, and some shit you can only feel. And you can share this with, you know, the rest of the people in your world. So I think I'm going to become, and a lot of other changes happening. I was getting super creative. I was thinking a lot about the content we're going to create, because my big questions when I was there for Igor, and kind of like the topic of discussion in theory, was ego. right? Just so much fucking ego. And I was like, yo, Igor, how can I create content which requires a certain amount of ego, right? You have to have a certain amount of confidence. You have to have a certain amount of courage, you know, to express yourself as if it's one-on-one. Because really, it's just me and Diz chopping it up in the middle of the rice fields. You know, and even if you're in paradise, you need to put in the work for peace. Because the work is on the inside. So that's why it's truly irrelevant where the fuck you at. You know, you need to meditate and find peace with the God in you. And man, I got a big fucking energy. You know, I got a big energy. And what big energy requires is a strong enough Hanuman, a strong enough dude to hold the hose. So when I direct that energy, and you know, somewhere, it's not spraying all over the place. You know, it has attention, it has focus. And that's what Igor would say. Focus, don't think. Do not speak. And he said, if I gave myself some pause, that I can change my karma. So I'm going to be practicing a few more pauses in my speeches, if you guys will notice, or maybe you won't. But understand when I'm taking that pause, I just want to pursue all the potential outcomes where the conversation can go. Because I know Diz wants to be controversial. And I don't know if I have that side of my ego I want to release. So like, I'm down to do these videos, right, guys? Because this is one of my questions in the ashram. You know, ego versus video. And I'm down to direct, and I'm down to produce, and I'm down to even be in them. You know, but it's going to be the content that, like, the content of my mind, the content of our lives. Like, you know, like, you guys know me as like this ex-convict, fast-talking, you know, motherfucker living in Bali, complaining about, you know, fucking his emotions and shit. Okay, all up in his feelings and shit. So you know me as that. You know me as these little Instagram videos, Dr. Eddie Love. But, you know, foremost and first, beyond and above, I'm a fucking yogi. You know? Like, I love to practice yoga, moving and breathing in sync, calm me the fuck down. So I'm going to be making yoga videos. You know, I'm not a fucking yoga teacher. I have no certificate. I got no degree, no diploma to hang on the wall to wipe my ass with. But, you know, I practice, and I'm going to be filming that, and I'm going to be filming just same shit, man, on the street, but it's not going to be aggressive. It's just going to be coming from a place of love. It's going to be some of the shit I wrote, you know, performance art, dancing, you know, painting, other artists, you know, what Alina's getting into, like the sauna. I want to do breathing. I want to do breath work in the sauna. You know, I want to do sound healing. I want people to, you know, be able to, I want to show people how to meditate with their woman, with their lovers, how to Reiki, but breath Reiki. Well, you breathe all over her body, you know what I mean? And you guys breathe in sync, or you just fucking breathe alone, or you have your own pattern, and that shit, because that'll heal you. That'll heal you, and that's what I want to do. And I don't know if I want to go by Dr. Eddie Love anymore, or maybe Dr. Eddie Love will come up, Eddie Love, maybe Eddie Ohm will come up, but Edgar, that was another thing. I've been going by Eddie for a minute now, because it's just easier to tell people that my name is Eddie, but my name is Edgar. And at the ashram, they were calling me Edgar, which was like super nice. So it was like, oh man, it feels good to be Edgar again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be anybody else. I just be Edgar. You know, I can just be me.